Hey, Cortavius here. 3 quick topics for you. I want to get in and out on this video. One is the 1+1 legendaries. The second one is the Deck of Fate. And the third one are the summon pools. Is it worth spending your time and resources on those? If you decide that it's not, though, and you're enjoying time off from the fusion, then what you probably could do is start a brand new account. Click the link on the description below, and you can add Narma, the legendary poisoner, for your clan boss team to start out. Great way to start and raid. But not only that, you get Uugo, the best epic in the game, Mausoleum Mage, and Anax as you progress. You just got to follow 4 steps. Step 1, log out of Plarium Play on the PC and uninstall. Step 2, click the link in the description and register with a brand new email. Step 3, launch raid, complete the tutorial. And Step 4, go to your inbox, claim your first champ. Narma's there waiting. And for now, if you enter the code Demon Slayer, you also grab Tholen, who's a great nuker to go with her. It's a great way to start raid. All right, so now that you're back from doing that, let's go back through the quick topics really quick. So, Altar of Souls Summon Pool. This one's on for 4 days, so it'll still be on when you see this video. You know, there's some really good legendaries, I will say. You've got Newt, you've got Harima, you've got Freyja, you've got Wixwell, who's really popular right now. Key Titus in there, who only is good if you've got a good soul on him. You don't want to awaken him if you only have a 1 to 3 probably. 4, 5, 6, you get a payback. You got Neve, if you have that Void Legendary, Helicasto. Good champs in there. Okay epics, I'd say. I mean, Godseeker is great. Morag's good for Cursed City. Seeker if you're using him for Clan Boss. But really, I mean, epics aren't that compelling to me. And if I look at the odds, 72% chance of pulling an epic. And only a 30% chance of pulling a legendary, and that's a 4 to a 6-star legendary. That means you have an 8.4% chance of pulling a 4 to 6-star legendary off that list. That's pretty bad. Now, if you only want some of these legendaries, so if you don't have all these legendaries on your account, or the ones you have already have souls, then you don't need all of them. So let's say there's 5 legendaries in here you'd really like to get a good soul for. If you do that, you only have a 2.5% chance to pull one of those 5 legendaries for each pull you take. That's I don't know how much I would spend or even resources I would dedicate towards a 2.5% chance for something I really want. And even if you want every one of legendaries, I mean, it's an 8% chance. You have a 92% chance. 9 out of 10 times what you pull is going to be not what you wanted. You're going to get something, you know, basically an epic. Epic or a 1-2-star legendary, which you could get out of the shop anyway. And then the offers, you can get 100 points for $10, 250 points for $25. Wait a minute, the multiple's the same. So the more you buy, you get the exact same number of pulls anyway. It's all divided by 10. It's not until you spend $100 that you get an extra 2 pulls. So they don't even incent you to spend more money until you spend $100. And it's $4 per pull. So ask yourself, every epic 4-star, 5-star you pull out of here, would you have spent $4 for that? If not, don't spend your money on this. So I looked at it and said, there's a few champs in here I'd love to have. I don't have all these champs. And I have souls for champs like Newt and Lysanther already. So, yeah, I'll sit it out. So, that's the summon pool. The other one is the Deck of Fate. This one gives pinpoint gear and a lot of pinpoint gear. So, epic pinpoint gear, all 6-star, thankfully. 6-star legendary and 6-star mythical pinpoint. So, you could get good articles out of that, artifacts, but they could all be bad RNG crap. You're not guaranteed to get anything good for these pieces. You're just guaranteed to get a mythical 6-star piece. It might be a flat stat defense boots for all you know. And you've got some, you know, stuff to rework your gear, and a few 6-star speed lift would be nice. You can pin the rarities. So if you did the whole thing, you would get everything here. Those are nice benefits, I will give you that. So Mythical Book, you know, the Immortal Soulstone, Primal Shot, 10 of the Essence, so Mythical Chaos Ore. So pinning chest definitely makes it better, but you'd have to do enough to get these. So personally for me, I looked at this and went, I'll do whatever I was gonna do anyway. I mean, you can see my free-to-play has 500 points so far, probably just because I've done my dailies and advanced quests. It's not a bad time if you just run a 1 Minotaur though, especially during CVC. So during CVC, it's 2 times super raids and Minotaur right now. And you can take champs in there that you need to put levels on and level up those champs in Minotaur and get some Deck of Fate points and flip what you flip. That's what I'd do. Because personally, We don't have a fusion. We don't have a Titan path right now. They gave us a break. Take the break. Enjoy your life. Go smell some flowers. Go out for a walk. Enjoy the family. Don't sit here and try and do this deck of fate just because there's some gear in there you can get. Just take the break, enjoy it, and go do something else. That's my advice with that one. All right, last topic. 1+1 shard pulls. So 1+1 legendaries. Why should you not pull, in my mind? If you want to go get the soul for the fusion doggy, if you want to get the Packmaster, if you don't have him and you want to get him, or if you want to get a soul for the Packmaster, we don't know if they're going to offer that, but if they do. If you want the next fusion, there's no 2 times on, and Sacred Mercy, well, it pretty much sucks. Let me show you why. So you have 12 summons and you hit Mercy for Sacreds. Now with Ancient Shards, when you hit Mercy, you only got to pull 20 of them, and boom, you get it. You're guaranteed a legendary. With Sacred Shards, when you hit Mercy at 12, it's a 2% extra chance. Well, there's only a 6% chance to pull a legendary during CVC. So you could pull 47 Sacred Shards before you're guaranteed to get a legendary after you've already hit 12. So you're talking 59 Sacred Shards, 58, give or take 2%. That's pretty crazy. So if you're 13, you've pulled 13 Sacreds since your last Mercy and your last legendary, and you're like, I'm in Mercy. Well, yeah, but you could pull another 20 easy and not get a legendary. There's Reddit posts out there. Go search. People pulled 30, 40 legendaries, sacreds before without getting a Lego. So I generally say with the 1+1, don't throw a sacred shard at it. Only pull the 1+1 if you're committed. You're going to go until you get the legendary, and you have enough shards to do it, and you're willing to spare the shards. Otherwise, you just threw shards away that you could have used for something else, for currency, for getting events in the game. So why not? If you want the doggy soul, you want the Packmaster champ, you want the next fusion, you don't believe in pulling on a non-2 times, and you're not well into Sacred Mercy, skip the event. Why should you pull? Well, basically, you're 20 Sacreds into Mercy maybe, and you know that you're in that far into Mercy, you're using RSL Helper or Manual Mercy Tracker, then it can be worth it. Or outside of Sacreds, if you just say, screw the 1+1, but I just have a good chance at the progressive, then there are other champs on the progressive available. So if you're saying, hey, I don't want to pull Sacreds, or I know, you could look at Ancients or Voids then. So for Ancient Shards, if you're about to hit, you're at 200 Ancient Shards, and I can just, in 20 Ancients, I'm guaranteed, or 30 Ancients, I'm guaranteed to get a legendary because I've been tracking my Mercy. Well, then you got Armands in here, you've got Harima, you've got Nishak, you got Fabian, who's incredible. Fabian and Armands are both amazing and all over the game. You got Wukong, who's pretty good. And if you're similarly right at Void Mercy, you can get a Yumiko, a Shuzen, or a White King. Those are some crazy champs to get. So the champs for tomorrow are fantastic. But once again, I wouldn't be pulling the shards outside the 2 time unless I know I'm about to hit Mercy. And particularly for the Voids, where the Mercy pulls, the extra chance from that progressive is a better chance. But watch my video the other day on pulling shards. I got 3 Void Legos out of that on a progressive and didn't get the progressive champs. So don't think because you're in Mercy, you'll get one of these 3. No, you just have a chance. So, it doesn't mean it doesn't mean you'll get that legendary for sure. And then for non-voids, progressive honestly is a crapshoot. So I wouldn't even count that. So honestly, if it's me, I don't even pull if I'm close to Mercy. I don't know. Armands and Fabian, if I got to pull 30 Ancients for that, yeah, I'm doing that. I'll take the shot of them. The odds of that are astronomically low, but Ancients are easy to get. So that's kind of how I view those. And then Wednesday's champs, Wallmaster, Uzol, Mountain King, First Axe. Honestly, I would not pull any shards for these if these were my choices the day before. So, and then for the Voids, Arnon's crazy in PvP. He's fun. George is crazy in PvP. And Yasu's crazy in PvP. So you got 3 PvP crazy nukers. But if you don't have, I'd take her first. I'd probably take Shuzen first. And then White King and these 3 are all pretty crazy arena nukers, so I'd take any one of them. If I had Ancora and didn't have Narcissus, then I'd take Narcissus over those. So, as usual, great champs they offered, but take those warnings I gave you for whether it makes sense to pull or not, and I think for the 99% of you, it's not going to make sense. So, just a word of caution there. So, hey, those are the 3 events. I'm not going to belabor this and keep rambling, so hope you enjoyed it. Please like and subscribe to the channel. Thank you.